Greetings. Today, you're not merely listening to the tale of a Hollywood celebrity. You're about to experience the journey of a young boy who struggled to read, endured abuse from his father, relocated over 15 times before age 14, faced ridicule, rejection, and doubt, yet rose to become one of the most iconic and daring stars the world has ever known. This is the story of a man who, even past 60, still puts his life on the line for his passion. He avoids stunt doubles, never plays it safe, hangs from airplanes, scales towering skyscrapers, not for wealth or recognition, but because he believes in giving his all to everything he does. This is the story of Tom Cruise. This isn't just a biography, it's a lesson in determination, struggle, passion, discipline, heartbreak, love, and resilience. Most importantly, you'll improve your English with every moment. I'll use clear, simple language so you can enjoy the story while sharpening your listening skills.
All systems check.
You'll pick up new vocabulary, sentence structures, and powerful ways to express yourself just by watching. So, don't just watch with your eyes, watch with your heart. This isn't merely a Hollywood tale, it's about a person who started with nothing and achieved everything. If he could do it, perhaps you can too. Let's dive in. Let's go back to July 3, 1962, when a baby boy was born in a small hospital in Syracuse, New York. His name was Thomas Cruise Maypother IV. Maypother was his father's family name. He was the only son of Mary Lee, a special education teacher, and Thomas Maypother III, an electrical engineer. But don't be fooled by the title engineer, they were extremely poor. His father couldn't hold a job, often getting fired, clashing with bosses, and forcing the family to move frequently. Sometimes they had no food or electricity. Worse still, his father was abusive. Tom later shared in an interview, he was the type who'd lash out if things went wrong. He was a bully and a coward. Imagine being a young child, seeing your mother in tears, terrified of your own father. That was Tom's reality. Because of his father's instability, the family moved constantly. By age 14, Tom had lived in over 15 different places and attended 14 schools in a decade. Every time he began to make friends, they had to leave. Every time he started feeling secure, they had to leave. Every time he tried to learn something new, they had to leave. It left Tom feeling isolated, lost, and different. It got worse. At school, Tom struggled to read. Words on a page were a jumble, letters seemed to dance, and sentences fell apart. He had dyslexia, a condition that makes reading challenging. Back then, dyslexia wasn't well understood. Teachers offered little help, and classmates mocked him, calling him dumb or slow. Tom began to believe it. He hid his struggles, memorizing answers, faking confidence, and pretending to understand, all while hiding his pain. But one person never lost faith in him, his mother, Mary Lee. She saw his struggle and knew he wasn't unintelligent, just unique. She told him, "Tom, you can achieve anything. Don't let others define you." One day at school, Tom watched older students perform a play. He couldn't fully grasp the script, but something sparked inside him. He thought, "I can do that. I don't know why, but I belong on that stage." That moment was a turning point. Tom joined school drama clubs, memorizing entire scripts because reading was so hard. He observed others, practiced expressions, movements, and emotions, and people began to notice his talent. He seemed natural, bringing energy to every performance. Tom Cruise, the boy who couldn't read, had found his strength. Acting became his escape, his voice, his dream. His parents split, and his father left. His mother raised 4 children alone, juggling 3 jobs. Tom pitched in, delivering newspapers, doing odd jobs, and working paper routes. He even briefly considered becoming a priest, but acting remained his true calling. At 18, he made a bold choice. He'd move to New York to pursue acting. With little money, no college degree, and no clear plan, just a dream and determination, he left. At 18, Tom Cruise arrived in New York City with no fame, no wealth, and no family by his side, only a fierce dream burning in his heart. He didn't aim to be a star or rich, just an actor who could make people feel something. He lived in a cramped shared apartment, sometimes sleeping on the floor or skipping meals due to lack of money. He took odd jobs, waiter, cleaner, anything to survive. He attended auditions daily, but most casting directors dismissed him. "You're too short. You're not tough enough. You don't have the look of a leading man." Yet Tom persisted. He practiced in front of a mirror every day, read scripts repeatedly despite his dyslexia, and studied films to learn how actors moved, spoke, and conveyed emotions. He knew he had to outwork everyone. After countless rejections, he landed a small role in Endless Love, 1981, appearing for just a few seconds. It was enough. Then came another minor role in Taps, playing a military cadet. The director saw something in him, a spark, a seriousness. That spark was real, and the world was about to witness it. In 1983, at age 21, Tom landed the lead in Risky Business. One iconic scene, dancing in his underwear to loud music, catapulted him to fame. People asked, "Who is this guy? He's charismatic, funny, cool." Risky Business made him a rising star, but he didn't rest. He knew it was just the start. In 1986, he was cast in Top Gun as Pete "Maverick" Mitchell, a daring fighter pilot. The role demanded a bold, confident personality to carry the film. Many doubted him, but Tom embraced the challenge. He trained with real Navy pilots, flew in fighter jets, and even vomited in the cockpit but never quit. When Top Gun hit theaters in 1986, it became the year's biggest film. Tom Cruise wasn't just a rising star, he was a global sensation. Magazines, news, and Hollywood couldn't stop talking about him. But with fame came a new challenge. Many young actors lose focus after a big hit, indulging in parties or complacency. Tom was different. Even after Top Gun, he stayed disciplined. He avoided wild partying and kept working. He chose challenging roles to prove he wasn't just a handsome face. In 1988, he starred in Rain Man alongside Dustin Hoffman, a legendary actor. The film, a deep, emotional story about 2 brothers, one autistic, earned 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. Critics who once called him just an action guy were proven wrong. Tom Cruise was a true actor. He continued with diverse, demanding roles in films like Born on the 4th of July, A Few Good Men, The Firm, and Interview with the Vampire. Each role pushed him further, showing greater depth and emotion. He trained for months for every project, working 12 to 14 hours a day, studying scripts despite his dyslexia. He said, "If I commit to a film, I give it my all, no matter how tough." Amid his rising career, love entered his life. In 1987, he married actress Mimi Rogers, but their differences, she was older and more private, while he was skyrocketing to fame, led to a quiet divorce in 1990. That same year, on the set of Days of Thunder, he met Nicole Kidman. Beautiful, talented, and soft-spoken, she stole his heart. They married by Christmas 1990, adopted 2 children, Isabella and Connor, and seemed like Hollywood. A fighter for distribution, he negotiates theater deals worldwide. He studies everything from audience psychology to camera lens selection. From airline seat screen ratios to international subtitles, nothing escapes his attention. Even at over 60 years old, Tom Cruise continued pushing limits. In 2023, he released Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, a movie that once again proved age means nothing when your passion is bigger than your pain. This time, he performed one of the craziest stunts in movie history. He rode a motorcycle off a mountain cliff, jumped into the sky, and then free fell before opening his parachute. All for real. He trained for months, practiced the jump over 500 times, and did it 6 times during filming until he got it perfect. The film was a success. And once again, the world said, who else would do this? Only Tom Cruise. In May 2025, Tom Cruise released his most powerful movie yet, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. He was 62 years old, but still doing the craziest stunts, including hanging on the wing of a plane, flying at full speed. No green screen, all real. This movie was not just about action. It was about legacy, sacrifice, and the final chapter of Ethan Hunt's story. It felt emotional, epic, and unforgettable. Critics called it the perfect ending to the greatest action series ever made. And once again, Tom Cruise proved you're never too old to be great. We have seen Tom Cruise as a child with dyslexia, a teenager with broken dreams, a young man rising through pain, a global icon facing love, rejection, criticism, and risk. But now in his 60s, who is he? What has he become? What has he lost? What will the world remember about him when the camera stops rolling? Let's find out. His wealth. Tom Cruise is not just rich. He is one of the highest paid actors in history. But he never shows it off. Estimated net worth over $600 million. Some estimates say it could be more, closer to $800 million. Where does the money come from? Acting fees, $10 million to $100 million per movie. Producer credits, he earns % of the profits. Mission Impossible series brought him over $300 million. Top Gun Maverick over $100 million just from profit share investments in properties and planes. But what makes him different is how he uses his money. Real estate. He owns a ranch in Colorado. Peaceful, private, surrounded by nature. Used to own homes in Beverly Hills and UK, but sold them to stay focused. He prefers quiet places over noisy cities. Private jet. He owns a $50 million Gulfstream G450. Personalized gym inside. Reading corner. Custom interior for long travels between movie sets. But this plane is not for showing off. He uses it like a flying office. Cars and bikes. Collection includes Bugatti Veyron, Porsche 911, Ford Mustang, vintage Chevy Chevelle, and multiple custom motorcycles. Many of these are used in his films. He trains with them to stay sharp. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't party. Discipline gives freedom, he once said. Let's be honest, Tom Cruise has been loved by millions. But in his personal life, he has also been deeply alone. His daughter, Suri, he hasn't been photographed with her since 2013. She is now 18 years old. Reports say she lives with Katie Holmes and has no contact with her father. Some say he still cares. Some say Scientology built a wall between them. Nobody truly knows because Tom never talks about it. And that silence is perhaps the most painful part of his story. He gave everything to his career and in the process may have lost the closest thing to love. Tom Cruise could retire today. He could live in a mansion, fly his jet, swim in gold. But he doesn't. Why? Because he still wakes up hungry. Hungry to create, to inspire, to challenge himself. He said once, "I didn't come this far to relax. I came to build something that lasts. Something people will remember after I'm gone." Tom Cruise is not just building a movie career. He's building a legend. That's what drives him now. Not money, not fame, but impact. That's why he risks his life on camera. That's why he trains every day. That's why he still works like he's 25. Because he knows the world is watching. And maybe someone out there is going through what he once went through, feeling small, feeling broken, feeling left out. And maybe that person will watch a Tom Cruise film and say, if he can rise, maybe I can too. He never won an Oscar. He never chased awards. But he won something greater. The respect of the world. He has made people laugh, cry, cheer, and hope across 5 decades. He gave us not just movies, but moments. Moments where we believed again. Moments where we dreamed again. Moments where we said, wow, that's what it means to give everything. What we can learn from Tom Cruise. 1. Discipline is stronger than talent. He wasn't the tallest, strongest, or smartest, but he trained harder than all of them. 2. Never let pain define you. Dyslexia, abuse, divorce, isolation, he felt it all, but he kept moving forward. 3. Give your all or don't do it at all. Whether it's a movie scene or a life decision, Tom Cruise never gives 50%. He gives everything. 4. Protect your dream like it's your child. The world will doubt you, laugh at you, question you, but if you stay focused, you win. He was not just as an actor, not just as an action hero, not just as a billionaire with jets and stunts, but as a man who proved you can be broken and still build greatness. You can be doubted and still become unstoppable. You can lose people you love, but still hold on to the love you give to the world. That's Tom Cruise, the boy who couldn't read, who became the man the world couldn't ignore. Thank you for watching this full story. If this touched your heart, if it gave you hope, subscribe to the channel because on this channel, we don't just tell stories, we tell truths. We help you learn English. Yes, but more than that, we help you learn life. See you in the next story. Until then, be strong, be brave, be unstoppable.